Hello everyone, this is Aether Nightmare and welcome back to Genshin Impact. It is time for another story quest, and this time around it is going to be Emilie. This is originally a Fontanian quest, but we're just getting around to it. So, Pommum de Umbra, Act 1, Floral Det, Blood Dew. Let us also... Oh, does it not give us the opportunity to focus experience mode? Guess not. Port Ormos has been exceptionally lively lately. It looks like preparations for something big are underway. So let's begin with the top note. Yeah, interesting that I can enable focus experience mode for other ones, but I can't for these. Alright. Interesting. Could have sworn you could. Maybe this one is a little different? Or they just forgot to add it? Always a distinct possibility. Oh, and clickety-click. There is a really quick overworld for free stuff. Free points. The scenery here is rather lovely. If only someone was around to take a picture of me. What are you doing? Oh, you're the traveler? Great, I was just looking for someone to help me out. My husband and I were stuck in Inazuma for such a long time due to the Sakoku degree, but those days are over. We're finally able to travel around Sumeru. Now, the very thought of being trapped in one place for so long, I told my husband that we should visit various places here in Sumeru to relax a little. But he claimed that he was far too busy clearing his work backlog. He would not go out the door for the world. So, there we go. That's why I'm here all by my lonesome. And wouldn't you know it, no one was available to help me take some photographs. I had wanted to take some photos for my husband to see as well. But since you're here, Traveler, may I ask you to help me take some pictures? Sure. Alright then, I'm counting on you, Traveler. How about this angle? Should it be a bit more centered? Okay, I'm ready now. Yeah, you occasionally see Susan about in various locations for picture taking. I don't know if this counts or not. Yeah, it does. These are just worth like 10 friendship points, but 10 points is 10 points. Have you finished taking the pictures? Let me have a look at them. Oh, wonderful. My beauty is indeed as radiant as ever. Even more so than before, I'd say. Oh, you and your silver tongue. Still, thank you, Traveler. Come, this is your reward for pictures of me. Here you go. There you go, you get some more, and oh, it's actually 15 friendship points. Nice. Where the... I have to recenter it, don't I? There we go. Talk to Tainari.
I thought I told him to spray it with water to retain moisture before applying the film. You can't treat a glaze lily like a cactus. If Sanjay does this again, the loss will have to come out of his food expenses.
I'll go talk to him. At this rate, he won't even be able to afford eating cacti for much longer.
Hey, Tainari!
Oh, it's you two. It's been a while. What brings you to Port Ormos?
Apparently you have good aloe vera and nopals.
We didn't have anything to do, and this place looked pretty lively, so we decided to stop by. But, what's with all the flowers around here?
Well, Port Ormos is currently organizing a flower exhibition featuring flowers and plants from all over Teyvat, so I came to help out. The exhibition includes flowers from every corner of the world, each with their own unique properties and needs. With that in mind, the curator commissioned a flower pot from Kasharawar capable of retaining heat and moisture. Even so, an expert is still required to develop tailored transportation and care plans for each type of flower.
Oh, and that expert is you, right?
Not this time, no. I'm just here to help out. The expert in charge is someone else.
Mr. Tainari! Sanjay! He confused the poisonous bulbs with garlic shoots, and he ate them!
Oh my gosh, bro.
Never mind. Forget about what I said about the food expenses. Apologies, Traveler, Paimon. Looks like I've got something to take care of. I'll be back in just a moment.
How do you confuse
Tainari's
garlic?
busy no matter where he is, huh?
Even freshly pulled out of the dirt, it's so pungent. Too many people are careless about what they eat. How many people don't do as they're told?
Yeah, seems like it. Some people just need supervision. Well, looks like Tainari might be busy for a while. Let's take a look around the port in the meantime.
Alright, Floral blood do begin. Like, you didn't notice the smell, bro? That it wasn't in different sections?
Wow, look at these flowers! They smell so...
Ooh, Paimon got an allergy to something?
Huh?
Something wrong? You feeling okay? I've got some loratadine on my desk if you need it.
Paimon's... fine. She's just got a little...
Rainbow roses, glaze lilies, and Cecilia's? No wonder.
It's getting worse. Why?
Allergic reactions be like that. Paimon, we've got to get you away from this area. We don't have EpiPens in this era. Maybe you're sick. Should we go find Tainari?
But, I was fine just a moment ago. She didn't even eat anything weird.
You don't have to.
A moment of your time, you two? If it's not too much trouble, perhaps you could try this incense.
Does it have antihistamine properties?
Incense? Oh, the scent is so nice. Wait!
You can talk normally now. I'm surprised you could even smell it with your airways all clogged up.
Whoa, that was fast. Paimon doesn't have to sneeze anymore.
Must have been the incense, thank you. What's in it and how does it function?
Think nothing of it. From your attire, I imagine you two aren't from Sumeru either. Seeing as we're both travelers from abroad, it's only right that we help each other out should the occasion arise.
Oh, so you're here for the flower exhibition too?
Yeah, because she is originally a Fontanian character, and of course, I was supposed to do the story quest before I actually met her, but time bit me in the bum, so here we are. Nice, face concealment there with the flowers, too.
I suppose that's accurate. Oh, allow me to introduce myself. I'm Emilie, a perfumer from Fontaine.
Paimon is Paimon. Thank you so much for your help just now. Oh, and this is...
The Traveler, right? I've heard a lot about you from the Steambird. It's nice to finally put a face to the name.
I've heard a lot about you as well, although I didn't expect to run into you in Sumeru.
What happened back there? Why did Paimon start sneezing all of a sudden?
I'm trying to remember when the Traveler would have heard of her.
Have you ever heard of hay fever?
Yeah, I have it, hence the loratadine on the desk.
To put it simply, when inhaled, certain pollens can trigger abnormal physical reactions.
But Paimon has seen these kinds of flowers before and nothing weird happened then.
Well, we're all different. The factors that can trigger a reaction to certain stimuli vary by person. In isolation, the effects of certain pollens may seem minimal, but inhaling various types at once can trigger a more overt reaction. But there's no need to worry. Pollen allergies can be effectively mitigated with the use of medication.
Oh, well, that's good.
Traveler, Paimon, there you are. Is everything all right? I left in such a hurry, I forgot to warn you about all the pollen in the air.
Yeah, Paimon was not having a good time, but Emilie helped us out.
Emilie? Ah, what a coincidence. Looks like my worry was misplaced then. The Traveler and Paimon are in good hands.
It was nothing, really. We happened to run into each other shortly after my arrival, and I offered them a bit of help, that's all. I'm more curious as to why you thought the Traveler and Paimon were in danger. Allergies are highly unpredictable. If you were concerned the pollen might trigger a reaction, that must mean something similar has happened in the past.
You know what? I don't actually remember. Haven't gotten that far in my re-editing. Something like that, yeah, apparently, that I don't recall.
Remember the first time we met? You fainted after inhaling spirit borneal.
Okay, but that's not necessarily an allergy, Tainari. That was an allergic reaction, but Paimon was the victim this time. Yeah, because there's a difference between allergic reaction and, hey, maybe just don't touch this particular substance, it messes everybody up.
The spirit borneal didn't affect Paimon at all, and now she's the one suffering. It makes no sense.
Yeah, and it mostly affected me more because I'm an outer worlder, and because I have a different effect with the ley lines. So that's a bit of a question too. One that I, oops, not that. I was grabbing this for the potential thumbnail. I was curious more in that I was dragged to the other side both because I have an overattunement to the ley lines mixed with the ley lines desperately wanting to talk to me.
It's not really something you can make sense out of, Paimon. There are all kinds of allergies out there, caused by a variety of different factors. Some people are even allergic to almonds. It's not something you can generalize.
Tainari, almonds is a very common allergy. Oh my gosh, do I have a spirit allergy to something?
Exactly. I even encountered a case in Fontaine where someone had an allergic reaction to soba noodles their family brought back from Inazuma.
Yep, buckwheat is another common allergy.
Whoa. Good thing Paimon isn't allergic to anything delicious.
Ah, soba noodles. Technically gluten-free, but still gotta be wary of allergies. Are you a doctor, Emilie?
In a manner of speaking, although you could say the patients I deal with are rather unusual.
In addition to medicine, Emilie is also very knowledgeable about botany. She's taught me a lot about the native flora around Fontaine.
And that's where my expertise ends, I'm afraid. When it comes to breadth of knowledge, Tainari certainly comes out on top.
A flower expert? Oh, Paimon's got it! You must be the expert Tainari mentioned, the one in charge of the exhibition!
Wrong again, I'm afraid.
Well, I did come for the exhibition, but only to inquire about the Auguste variety. I'm not involved in any official capacity.
Oh, Paimon was sure she got it right this time.
The Auguste variety? What's that?
It's a kind of flower that was once popular in Fontaine. The perfume made from it also bears the same name, Auguste.
Auguste, huh? That's not a name you hear often nowadays.
Sounds like a ghostly goose.
In an ancient language, the word is said to mean sacred or noble. It's sometimes used as a name for people as well. Ah, that reminds me. Are you familiar with a historical event in Fontaine known as Perfume Mania?
No. I wonder if Auguste is similar to the name, like, Augustus. Just curious, since, again, my French is not very good.
Perfume Mania was an event that occurred in Fontaine nearly 20 years ago. It all started when several merchants released their own lines of high-end, expensive perfumes, marketing them as must-have luxury products, the very symbol of elegance itself. No one anticipated the absolute frenzy this would create on the market, causing the price of perfumes to skyrocket. The demand was twofold. What some saw as a status symbol, most saw as a money-making opportunity. You could take advantage of the soaring price by hoarding them and reselling at even higher margins.
Yeah, that's just normal scalping, honey.
The value of these products became so inflated, regular bottles of perfume were even going for hundreds of thousands of mora. This resulted in countless disputes and scams. But at the end of the day, perfume is just perfume. The market value greatly exceeded the intrinsic worth of the product, creating an economic bubble that was never going to last.
Worth noting too, especially with something like perfumes, they don't last forever. Eventually those alcohols break down the other components and they just rot.
Luckily, the Palais Mermonia recognized the danger and intervened before the craze could truly spread. Many profiteers and scammers were thrown in jail as a result.
I mean, that's kind of true of a lot of things that people scalp. They don't realize, like, oh, I'm just going to hold on for 10 and 20 years. And it's like, this is going to start to deteriorate in 10 to 20 years, my dear.
In the end, only a few wealthy families were affected when the bubble popped.
Even plastic erodes and turns to slime over the years. Thank goodness, it really could have been a lot worse. Does plastic last a long time? Yes, but the form that it quote-unquote lasts forever that people think of is actually in microplastics and other broken down forms of particles. Not as the Pokemon toy you considered hoarding all those years ago. That's good. It really could have been a lot worse.
What does all this have to do with that Auguste you mentioned earlier?
Well, during the craze, the most popular perfume was none other than Auguste. The demand far exceeded the supply, to the point where it once sold for 10 million mora a bottle.
10 million? Then what about now?
Calm down, Paimon. Paimon's like, if I can find this mythical bottle, I can sell it. And I'm thinking like, Paimon, if you find this mythical bottle, anybody who tries to spray it is going to smell like cat urine.
After the mania ended, most perfumes returned to a normal price. Auguste was the only exception. Its namesake, the flower used to create it, went extinct. As a result, no new bottles of Auguste have been made, and the value of the perfume remains exceedingly high.
The flower went extinct? Is there any particular reason?
Indeed. The Auguste flower was not a natural variety, you see. It was specially cultivated for use in perfume making. When the bubble popped, all the flower beds used for its cultivation were destroyed in a fire. The variety has never been seen since.
A lot of times, too, they aren't naturally as resistant to not being taken care of by humans. So a lot of plants like that aren't able to flourish without somebody meticulously cultivating them.
But didn't you say you came to the exhibition to look for it?
Ah, yes. I came to investigate a certain rumor that the Auguste flower has reappeared in Sumeru. It's causing quite the stir in the Fontaine perfume market.
Traveler, we should help Emilie look for it.
It's just a rumor, Paimon. There's no way it's that easy to find. Also, if anybody's wondering why the perfume would smell like cat urine, it's because it has an ammonia base to it, and as that breaks down, it's the same thing that's in Cappy, and of course that's eventually what it smells like.
I have to agree. Emilie wrote me to ask if I could look into the rumor, but the forest rangers haven't received any reports of new plant species recently.
Even if I can locate the flower, I'm afraid you'll be disappointed, Paimon. I don't have any grand mora-making endeavors planned. Divine, noble, one of a kind. All beautiful sentiments to be sure, but to me, they overshadow the very essence of the product. When it comes to perfume, I want people to forget the price and the prestige, and focus on the beauty of the fragrance itself.
Wow, so noble.
Of course, there's also a more practical reason. In recent years, low-grade counterfeit versions of Auguste have been popping up on the Fontaine perfume market. Every so often, someone will claim to have recreated the unique scent of Auguste, and the rumor mill will start comparing the counterfeits to my own work.
Okay, that's more like the reason Paimon had in mind.
Ever since that rumor started, 3 new perfumes claiming to be made from the Auguste flower have appeared on the market. If I can dispel the fanaticism surrounding Auguste, even just by proving the rumor to be false, Fontaine's perfume market can finally start to get back to normal. Then I'll be free from all the stories and added meaning and just focus on making what I like.
That makes sense.
Either way, if it's not for the Mora, we could still help you out.
Oh, I would of course be grateful for your help, but I wouldn't want to trouble you.
That's what I'm here today for.
You said it yourself. We're both travelers from abroad, so it's only right that we help each other out.
Huh, I suppose you're right. Then you have my thanks.
Based on the information I have so far, it's unclear if the rumor is true. Mr. Edgar also thinks it's too early to say, but you could always go talk to him. He was there all those years ago, after all. Maybe he'll know something.
Huh, I was just about to pay him a visit at the hotel.
Edgar? Who's that?
The person you've been trying to guess this whole time. The flower expert in charge of the exhibition. He's also the most respected and experienced perfumer in the area. Back when he was still working in Fontaine, Auguste was his creation.
I should also mention, he was my teacher, the one who taught me the basics of perfumery when I apprenticed in Sumeru.
So this guy was a famous perfumer in Fontaine, but then he came to Sumeru to teach people from Fontaine? It sounds confusing.
It's a long story. If you're interested, we can talk more about it when we see him. He should be staying near the hotel.
Okay, I still want to talk to other characters here. First, Tainari.
I need to stay back and keep an eye on things here at the port. If something happens, don't hesitate to find me.
And of course, since I'm in Sumeru, I should probably actually use one of my setups with Nahida in it. See if I can spy on people's thoughts.
The Auguste flower. A mysterious species.
Yeah, I can do this again. The neat rows of flowers are just so tempting. I really want to pick some. My hand just stretched out on its own. But when I thought of Tainari's serious face, I managed to yank my hand back in time. Don't pick the exhibition flowers, man. You might be able to lightly touch them with permission, but no picking. Display only.
Oh, look at all the flowers!
Apparently, the exhibitor paid a large sum to rent out the hotel and surrounding buildings. They're being used as temporary storage facilities and lodging for exhibition personnel.
Seems a bit excessive. How's that? Not really.
Yeah, what if guests come early? They won't have anywhere to stay.
Oh.
Also, renting out this big of a hotel, how are they gonna make that more back?
I figured when they said rent it out, they meant for, like, everybody. Seems like they might have more to burn.
It's been so long, I almost didn't recognize you, Edgar.
Well, you and your brother haven't changed a bit.
Oh, yeah, look, all this catching up is nice and all, but let's get down to business. We need to talk about Kyria. Is he...
Hold on, we have guests.
Something I
It's
can't
nice
hear?
to see you again, Master.
Emilie? Is that you? Oh, it's been years. Look at you. You're all grown up. I've heard you've become quite the famous perfumer in Fontaine. It would seem the student has surpassed the master.
Oh, well, it's all thanks to your mentorship.
Ah, hardly. I taught you the basics. Hearing you call me master, well, I'm not sure I'm deserving of that title. I've taught many students here in Sumeru over the years, but I've yet to see one turn out quite as accomplished as you. You're the only one who can take credit for that success. And who are these two? I don't recall you mentioning them in your letter.
Ah, they're my new friends, the Traveler and Paimon.
Pleasure to meet you, Mr. Edgar.
Emilie's friends. Well then, the pleasure is all mine.
And these two gentlemen? Are they friends of yours, Master?
Of course, we're perfume merchants from Fontaine.
That feels suspicious.
I'm Oud, and this here is my younger brother, Blaze. Edgar and the two of us are old friends. Isn't that right, gentlemen?
No, yes.
Merchant brothers?
You must be here to look for the Auguste flower then.
Huh?
Well, what respectable perfume merchant hasn't heard of Auguste? Anyone in the business would be interested in the rumors.
I'm guessing you're here for the same reason, Emilie. We were just about to get into it, so you three might as well join in. I commissioned a few eremites to do some scouting for me. They searched all over Sumeru, but there were no sightings of the Auguste flower. That being said, there are people in Port Ormos who claim to have smelled a unique fragrance on the streets. Definitely floral, but still distinct. Some of them were merchants who lived in Fontaine 20 years ago. According to them, the fragrance smelled exactly like the Auguste they remember from back then. A one-of-a-kind, divine, and noble scent.
Maybe someone around here just happens to have a bottle of Auguste from back then.
No, I don't think so. I doubt that's the case. Even if someone had a bottle that was never opened, the fragrance of the perfume would have changed over time. Very few perfumes can go decades without a change in scent.
That's what I said.
Auguste is even more prone to that kind of shift. Only a few bottles still exist in Fontaine, and their scent would have completely degraded by now. Although, could there be a flower out there with a similar fragrance?
Oh, very
Or
possibly.
in accord with the same base notes?
Impossible! If Auguste were that easy to replicate, it would never have sold for such a high price all those years ago. The Auguste flower is back. It has to be.
Technically speaking, the scent wouldn't be impossible to imitate.
Yeah, a lot of times the perfumes that you smell in things like topical soaps, you can't use them directly in soap making because they're irritants to the skin, so you actually make a similar smelling scent by combining different ingredients to, well, overall form a different complexion that smells similar, even if it's made of nothing of the sort of the base material.
Well, let's table that question for now. Edgar, did any of those people mention where the scent was coming from?
No. By the time they realized they had smelled something, the scent was already gone. If I hadn't asked about it, they probably wouldn't have given the experience a second thought. Compared to things we see and hear, smells can be much easier to overlook.
It almost sounds like someone wearing the Auguste fragrance passed them on the street.
We can't go around sniffing people. I'm pretty sure there was a quest somewhere in here where we went around sniffing people.
Wait, are you saying...
Just thinking out loud. Don't pay me any mind.
We don't have much to go off of right now, but we can't rule out that possibility. I'll send some more people to investigate. You all traveled so far to be here. Why don't you rest in the hotel for a bit? Oud, Blaze, this is the key to your room.
Ooh, you've got the keys to the rooms? Do we get free lodging too?
My apologies. All the rooms in the hotel are accounted for, I'm afraid. Most are being used for storage ahead of the exhibition, you see. I managed to tidy up one of the rooms for these two at the last minute, but by the time Emilie wrote to me, there was no more space left for her to stay.
Oh, and we just showed up out of the blue. Guess that means there's definitely no space for us.
I should have been more considerate. Here I am with an entire hotel at my disposal and no place to offer you to stay, even after you made the trip all the way to Sumeru.
Don't worry, Master. I can sleep on the boat tonight, or I could even camp in the wild. It would give me the opportunity to collect some plant specimens while I'm here in Sumeru.
I vote boat. It's safer, and rocking on the waves can be quite soothing. I'm familiar with the Sumeru wilderness. I'll come with.
Ah, even better. Although, would it be possible for me to leave some of my luggage here? It would be rather cumbersome to take it camping. It shouldn't take up too much space.
Well, about that.
Seems like Edgar and the others don't want anyone to stay near the hotel, but they're also trying not to arouse suspicion. I'm not just imagining things, am I? No, they are peak suspicious.
No trouble at all. My brother and I will keep an eye on them for you, as long as you don't mind, mademoiselle.
All right then. Oud, why don't you take Emilie inside and find a suitable place for her luggage? I'll prepare some refreshments and join you in a bit.
Guess that means I get to go camping with Tighnari again, maybe? Or maybe it's just Emilie and us.
I'm sorry I couldn't offer you a room.
It's all right, Master. I know it was sudden.
I'll be sure to make it up to you with a nice cup of tea.
Alright, what you got in the brainwaves?
Always not a good time for guests.
You don't say. Anything else around here? Technically I can head in here.
Whoa, the smell smell of flowers is so strong. Didn't Edgar say he tidied up around here? There's still so many flowers. Paimon took a peek through the window earlier and his house was packed with flowers. Looks like this exhibition is gonna be huge.
Do all perfumers have houses filled with flowers?
No, that's a florist thing. We work closely with the essential oils of various plants, but to maintain a sharp sense of smell, most perfumers prefer to keep their homes free of strong odors.
Yeah, otherwise you go scent blind to it. It's sort of like how most people can't smell their own houses.
Oh, guess there's just too much to store for the exhibition then.
What's behind this door?
Oh, this room seems to be a connected suite, and my brother will be staying on the other side of the suite. Blaze, while you're out, why don't you bring our luggage over as well?
Tip out to Blaze. Anybody home?
Blaze!
Yes, of course.
All right then, where can we find your luggage, mademoiselle? Blaze will go fetch it for you.
It's still at the port. In addition to some daily necessities, there's also a case of amber wine that I brought back from Fontaine. Could I trouble you to bring that back as well? It would be the perfect way to repay you for your hospitality.
How generous. I should thank you on my brother's behalf. You've stumbled upon his weakness. He's aloof about most things, but alcohol is his one true love.
Is that so?
Amber wine. Now that's a Fontaine specialty I've never heard of before. Also, are we trying to get him drunk to sneak past them for something?
Mr. Ood, Mr. Blaze, thanks for...
Hey! What are you doing?
I hear a kerfuffle.
That's Master's voice.
Time to investigate. Quick, let's see what's going on. I say, but I must always check around first. They're not here for me to snoop thoughts. Enter Blaze's room. Oh, can I not see? Did it just kick me back out? Incense here. The fact that I can actually go room to room like this makes me think that eventually we're gonna be snooping in here. I may have unintentionally found mechanic. As you rush out of the hotel, you detect a unique fragrance from outside.
Edgar!
Master!
Hey, Edgar! Are you alright? Can you hear me?
Who did this?
Kyria. Auguste.
Kyria!
Hey, Edgar? Edgar!
No, don't shake him. He's injured. Just leave him to me. You two can...
We can investigate the scene. We'll try and see where the culprit went. Also, Tighnari does have medical experience.
Oh, thank you.
Can we take the man to see the doctor? Okay, investigate the scene.
I see everything.
I hope we're not too late.
Too late for?
Hey,
Not from him.
Skin is flushed, pupils are dilated, but he's still breathing.
Yeah, if his pupils are dilated, that's a good sign he got hit with something. Check the bottle.
that strange smell around here. Is it coming from this bottle?
Only small amounts of liquid is left inside the bottle, and the streaks of residue can be seen on both the mouth and sides of the vessel. It seems like someone forcibly poured out whatever was inside the bottle. I have a feeling the liquid in this bottle is...
Really? You think so?
Maybe there was something wrong with Auguste. Like, as a perfume, it wasn't safe to use, maybe. Investigate scene, there's you two. I could immediately talk to you two, but I want to see if there was anything else. Is that a no? No, there's something in here. flower buds.
Do you think whoever did this was hiding in the flowers before they attacked Edgar?
I mean, that's my wintry strategy. There are no footprints in the flower beds, and it doesn't look like any of the branches or leaves have been disturbed. The tree, maybe? Unless the culprit was your size, that'd be pretty difficult.
True.
Okay, investigate scene 2 out of 3. Now it only seems to be pointing towards those guys, so maybe. Does that count as investigating the scene? Don't want to accidentally miss something either. I don't see any other markers. And the fact that the little radius disappeared too.
I see everything.
Edgar, that idiot. How did he let Kyria get to him so easily?
Sure enough, this is where Kyria was hiding.
I checked. It doesn't look like anyone passed through here.
Oh, but that's impossible. It's not like that kid can just grow some wings and fly away.
Oh, that kid. Kyria's a child?
Oh, the culprit, I mean. It's not like the culprit could have just disappeared into thin air.
Well, we looked all over, but the only clue we found was that bottle.
No, it wasn't. We also found that it was possibly done by Kyria, that Kyria is a child, and that Kyria possibly snuck out from the bushes.
The most important thing we can do now is focus our efforts on treating Master. Can you help me move him inside?
Absolutely, and I also know a guy who specializes in treating this kind of stuff, and we should totally go get him. It's not like he's down there already or anything. You and Emilie carefully move Edgar inside. Seriously, can we go get Tainari? He's right there.
So, how's he doing?
When I administered emergency treatment, I discovered a residue in his nose and mouth. Master was most likely forced to ingest a certain liquid. He's still unconscious, and inducing vomiting could obstruct his airways. We'll have to look into other clues for now.
Or, you know, we can just, let him lay sideways. We found the bottle just now.
Ah, yes. The scent is the same, but the chemical composition is still unclear. We'll have to do further tests to determine if it's the same liquid and how toxic it is to the human body. But first, I do believe there are two people who could shed some light on the situation. Mr. Sylvain, Mr. Lucien.
Wait, you know...
Hey!
It's our government names!
Were you talking to us, mademoiselle? I'm afraid we've never heard of those names before.
And yet you responded to them so quickly.
Before arriving in Sumeru, I asked a friend from the Special Patrol to look into the creators of Auguste. There were 4 people in total. The perfumer, Edgar, the one thrust into the limelight, and 3 others. A researcher from Sumeru responsible for cultivating the Auguste flower, and 2 merchant brothers responsible for promoting the product on the market. The 2 brothers capitalized on the mythos surrounding Auguste. Their actions lured in numerous speculators and profiteers, inflating the price of Auguste even further. In the end, they were sent to the Fortress of Meripede for falsifying their accounts and destabilizing the market. If you do the math, they should be out of prison by now.
And what does that have to do with us? There are countless merchant families in Fontaine. You gonna accuse them of being criminals too?
Every time your brother called you Blaze, it took you several seconds to respond. But when I called you Lucien just now, the name registered immediately.
That's why he was spacing out whistling.
Miss Emilie, out of respect for your position as a famous perfumer in Fontaine, I'm inclined to believe that was simply a poor attempt at humor. You have a bright future ahead of you. You wouldn't want to develop a reputation as someone who throws around false accusations, especially among merchant circles.
You claim to be regular perfume merchants, and yet, when I brought up amber wine, you took it to be alcohol.
Well, I mean, it says wine in the name. Oh, wait. It's not wine, is it? It's just as I thought.
Amber wine is a perfume I created several years ago. It wasn't particularly renowned, but I'm certain any respectable perfume merchant in Fontaine would know of it.
Ah, see? She even got me, because I hear wine, I think, oh, it must be some sort of floral drink. Nope, it was perfumes the whole time. And she caught them off guard.
Unless, until recently, they were living somewhere completely cut off from the perfume world. Somewhere like the Fortress of Meripede, perhaps?
Emilie, you little.
Don't even think about it, buddy.
Don't misunderstand, Mr. Sylvain. I don't bring this up to criticize you. No matter what happened all those years ago, the court has already passed its judgment. But Master's life is in danger. We need to learn whatever we can about the person who has done this. If Master's attack had something to do with Auguste, I would imagine the two of you might also be in danger. So I'd like to trouble you for some information, if I may. Tell me about Kyria.
Fine, as you wish.
Sylvain,
Lucien, if this will help us find Kyria, then it will be all worth it. Besides, we've already told most of the stuff to the Maison orderly anyway. You were right, Miss Emilie. There were 4 of us at the beginning. Myself, Lucien, Edgar, and the researcher from Sumeru in charge of flower cultivation, Vijava. Sometime down the road, the Marechaussee Phantom came knocking, saddled us with a list of accusations, and started looking into our books. Oh, they did their meddling, and my brother Edgar and I were forced to serve time in the fortress as a result.
Sounds like he's still upset about that. Wait, then how did Edgar end up in Sumeru?
Master was convicted as an accomplice, so he only had to serve a few years. He decided to move to Sumeru so that he could put those events behind him. Still, Master was depressed for a long time after that. He stopped making new perfumes and focused on introducing students to the craft instead. That's how I met him. My parents had to relocate to Sumeru for work when I was a child, so I had the chance to study under him for a little while. But we can talk about that some other time. I want to hear more about this researcher, Vijava.
Like us, Vijava was also staring down an investigation from the Marechaussee Phantom. But before the Phantom showed up at her door, she set all the flower beds on fire, along with much of the mora we managed to earn. All the Auguste flowers, everything we worked to create, was reduced to nothing but a pile of ash.
But destroying all that evidence, wouldn't that make things worse for her?
It didn't matter at that point, because she died in the fire as well.
What?
sounds like you did an investigation of your own. Why even ask us if you knew all of this already?
Was she just not able to get out, or was it intentional? So far, Kyria's name still hasn't come up.
The name wasn't mentioned in any of the files I reviewed either. But you two seem quite familiar with him.
Guessing it's a son, maybe.
Kyria was Vijava's younger brother. He was just a clueless kid back then. Somewhere in his teens, I think. He helped his sister with her work sometimes, but that was pretty much it. He didn't have any idea what we were doing.
I mean, if he was crouched in the bushes and he was supposed to be small, wouldn't he be more Paimon-sized? I don't know.
Vijava kept him close most of the time. The three of us were probably the only ones who even knew she had a brother. After our operation was compromised, he disappeared. There were no signs of him until recently, when people started saying the Auguste flower had reappeared in Sumeru.
So, you think Kyria took something with him back then? Something that allowed him to reproduce the Auguste flower?
Vijava doted on the kid like you wouldn't believe. She even told us to give her cut to her brother if anything happened to her. If she left something behind before she died, believe me, Kiria's the one that has it.
And judging by the liquid in that bottle, the Auguste flower wasn't the only thing he reproduced. He managed to replicate the perfume itself.
So the liquid Edgar was forced to ingest really was Auguste. Wait, does that mean Auguste is poison?
Poison? No, no. Of course not. No perfume is meant to be ingested. Even small amounts can be dangerous, let alone ingesting a whole bottle at once. If Auguste could be considered a poison, we wouldn't have even sold half a bottle back then. Edgar fell unconscious because Kiria forced him to drink perfume. It just happened to be Auguste.
I doubt that. Strange. Sylvain seems nervous all of a sudden. Why did Kiria attack Edgar?
He probably thought we had something to do with his sister's death. But to tell you the truth, I have no idea why she did all that.
And is there any particular reason that is the method of attack that he chose? Like, is he trying to prove a point about ingesting it? Or maybe long-term effects of being exposed to it?
We're not looking for Kiria because we have it out for him. We just wanted to see how he was doing. And, if possible, work together to bring back Auguste. We only went to prison for a bit of fraud and market manipulation. It had nothing to do with the product itself.
Maybe they're trying to cover that part up too. Like maybe their intent is to actually get rid of all the flowers so they can't be charged with producing a poisonous product. Just a thought.
As long as we keep things honest this time around, bringing the product back to market would almost be like honoring his sister's memory.
So that's why you never mentioned Kiria during your interrogation?
Yes, exactly. We were just looking out for the kid.
Anyway, that's all we know. If you're looking for information on what's in Auguste, or what to do if you ingest it, there are only two people to ask. Edgar or Kiria himself.
Well, at least we're able to say for certain that the substance Edgar ingested was in fact Auguste. That gives us a direction for further testing. Well then, I'd say that was a very enlightening discussion.
Well, glad to hear it. Lucian, let's head back to the room and rest a bit. With everything that's happened, there are things that need reconsidering.
Yes, of course.
Spoken like a Disney villain. They're still hiding something.
Huh, you think so too? That does seem to be the case. Pity we don't have more evidence. But based on Sylvain's tone of voice just now, I suspect further questioning will only result in more made-up answers.
The way you exposed them like that, just based on a hunch, that was genius!
Are you really just a perfumer who looks after people in your spare time?
Oh, right! Earlier you said you were only sort of a doctor, and that your patients were unusual.
Oh yes, that's because most of the patients I encounter are already dead.
Very casually just throwing that out there.
So you're a forensic doctor?
Close. I'm actually a forensic cleaner. Once the forensic team and the Marechaussee Phantom are done collecting evidence from the scene, I'm in charge of clearing away the final traces my patients leave on the world. In fact, with just a small alteration to the formula, the same tincture used as the base of perfume can also be made into a cleaning agent.
Remember when I said it was ammonia-based?
Basically, there are two sides to forensics. Those who collect evidence to expose the truth, and those who clean up the smells, bloodstains, and other substances left behind at the scene.
Honestly, it's a respectable job.
I've learned a lot in my line of work, and I've witnessed a lot of death. But this time, we may still save the patient. Actually, Traveler, could I trouble you to report back to Tainari and the officers at Port Ormos? We should update them on the situation.
Will do.
I'll stay here and continue to look after Master. Now that we have a sample of Auguste, I'm hoping further analysis won't be too difficult.
As someone who works in an adjacent field, my respect for Emilie just shot through the roof.
Master looks a lot older than when I last saw him. I just hope he can hold on.
And was he being tricked as well?
I see everything.
Yep, nothing from him. Just gotta let it recharge before I can...
Hey,
I hope we're not too late.
Okay, talk to Tainari, finally. Yeah, I gotta hoof it all the way back down. Dude, I know it's been less than 24 hours, but you will not believe what I've been up to. Ooh, it looks busy down here.
This exhibition is exhausting.
I see everything.
The Auguste flower. A mysterious species. Whoa! Why the rush? Did something happen?
You explain everything.
What? Edgar was attacked? He's the most famous perfumer in the region. Someone who's helped countless people around Port Ormos. How could this happen?
Sheriff, have you received any reports of a suspicious individual fleeing through the bazaar?
No, but we've got eyes all over the area. I'm sure someone's seen Kyria. I'll start gathering my forces. We won't let him get away.
What about you, Tainari? Do you have a plan?
I'm sure the sheriff can handle things over at the scene, and I doubt Emilie needs my help looking after Mr. Edgar.
But she said she's not a real doctor.
Then she was far too modest. She may not be a doctor by trade, but she has a deeper understanding of human anatomy and pharmacology than most scholars from the Amorta Darshan.
Also, depending on the area that you practice from, I can't speak tonight. You are still required to have some degree of medical training.
Not to mention the fact that Mr. Edgar's condition is related to perfume. Emilie is certainly in the best position to help him. As for me, I'll head to the academia and see what I can learn about Vijava and Kyria.
Oh, that's right. Vijava was supposed to be a scholar from Sumeru. Do you recognize the name?
From Emilie's letter, certainly, but that was the first time I'd heard of it. The academia produces a lot of scholars, and there are plenty of graduates who choose to pursue a career outside their darshan. I didn't have time to look into it earlier, but now it seems like Vijava's past could be critical to getting to the bottom of what happened to Mr. Edgar. I have friends in Sumeru City that can help me investigate. With any luck, we'll have news to share by tomorrow. I'll leave you and Emilie to watch over things here in Port Ormos.
Okay, you guys are in different positions. Anything from you?
Seems I am pretty capable.
Capable of? As in he's asleep. Are you alright? Oh, I can't keep going. I can still do it. Look, there's still so many goods waiting to be moved. If I slow down, it's going to affect the economic development of Port Ormos. For the sake of the port's trade flow, I must. Okay, he might not be related. He might be an NPC that was originally there. Wait until the next day. 700 hours.
Well, it's been a day. Wonder if Tainari's discovered anything. But things weren't looking good with Emilie's master yesterday. We should check on things at the hotel first.
Okay, warping back up we go. Also Tainari being like, yes, I know people who work in this field. Yeah, we know. You married him.
Emilie!
So, how's Edgar?
No longer in critical condition, thankfully. He's still very weak, but with a bit more rest, he should regain consciousness soon. My chemical analysis of Auguste also went smoothly, although it certainly raised some questions.
Questions?
I was able to identify the components that give the substance its fragrance, but I also noticed an abnormal trace of elemental energy in the sample.
Contamination?
Elemental energy?
Would that have an effect on the body? Depends.
Hard to say. It was such a minute amount, proportionally speaking, like mixing a single drop of perfume into the ocean. I had to use one of the newest tests developed in recent years to even detect the traces present in the sample. Unless you were abnormally sensitive to elemental energy, I doubt it would have any effect, even if you use the product every day for 10 years.
But I wonder if something about the product maybe amplifies it? Or maybe after it breaks down, it starts to amplify it further, which it eventually made it dangerous after sitting on your shelf for a while?
As for whether Master's condition was caused by the elemental energy present in the sample or some other component of the perfume, it's still too early to say.
Oh, that reminds Paimon. Did Tighnari come and find you? Maybe we could ask him to take a look.
I received a message from him last night, but I haven't heard anything since. The message said he was looking into some information at the academia.
Oh, Paimon thought he might have stopped by to see you first. Excuse me? Is Miss Emilie here?
Oh, hi, Kali.
Oh, perfect! Familiar faces! Traveler, Paimon, you're here too!
Did Tighnari send his pupil? I'm busy. Take my student.
Ah, of course. Tighnari's apprentice. He's mentioned you many times. It's a pleasure to finally meet you. And please, no need for formalities. Emilie is just fine.
Oh, okay. Nice to meet you too, Miss, Emilie. Did Tighnari send you here, Kale? Yep. Master and the others went through decades worth of records last night, and still haven't had a chance to rest. I'm fast on my feet, so it only made sense for me to come and give you an update. Anyway, based on what they've reviewed so far, they believe there's no indication that a researcher by the name of Vijava ever passed through the academia.
Could it have been an alias?
Master considered that possibility as well, but the name wasn't the only dead end. Master tried to track down people with a similar research direction or background, but also couldn't find a match. How is that possible?
Maybe your identity as a researcher from Sumeru was a ruse all along.
It's starting to seem very likely. If we want to figure out her true identity, I'm afraid another conversation with those two merchants might be our only...
Hey! Lucian!
That voice, it's
Sylvain! Wait, you don't think Curio came back, do you?
That seems impossible. If someone came in or out of the hotel just now, we would have seen them.
Let's go inside and check. I mean, if they used the front door, maybe they were in there for a while, or they came in through a window? There is a balcony. Just saying. Could always ask. Oh, they're not there today. There's no one guarding the stands. Ooh, I get to pick. Doesn't matter. You rush into the hallway and head for Lucian's room.
Locked?
You try to enter, but it's locked. I'll try to break it open. The door gives way with a bang, and you enter the room.
Lucian! Lucian! Come on! Wake up!
Is he gonna be okay?
Emilie, my brother, he's gonna be okay, right? He's just unconscious. Like what happened to Edgar.
I'm sorry, Mr. Sylvain, but we were too late this time.
Oh, he did.
No, that's not possible.
Traveler, Kale, Mr. Sylvain has gone through a huge shock. He needs some space to calm down. Could one of you take him next door? It's not good for him to look at his brother's body like this.
Of course. Leave it to me.
I'll notify the authorities.
Thank you both. Mr. Sylvain, let's get you up. Here, take my hand. Nice and slow. We'll take things from here. Just focus on getting some rest. Here, this way.
Well, this escalated very quickly.
Poor guy. He's like a shell of his former self.
Paimon, he literally just witnessed his brother die.
He may have made some bad decisions in life, but right now, Paimon can't help but feel sorry for him.
You
Good
think?
person or bad, the death of a loved one is equally painful. All the moments he shared with his brother, every hardship and triumph they endured together, are now memories he has to carry alone.
Maybe that's what Kiria wanted?
If Kiria really was behind this, then what exactly did he do to Lucien?
Lucien can no longer speak, but the traces left behind by his death most certainly can.
We gonna do a forensic
Traveler, I've got
analysis?
things covered here at the scene. I'll leave you to contact the sheriff.
Some time passes and Sheriff Sham refreshes to the
Who
scene.
would have thought? Yesterday's case is still up in the air, and now this happens. Miss Emilie, I heard you're an experienced forensic doctor. Have you been able to discover anything?
Oh, I'm not actually a forensic doctor. I just happen to have some relevant knowledge. I did take a look, though. Judging by the temperature and rigidity of the body, it appears the time of death was sometime last night. I'd have to do a more thorough investigation to find out more.
Then, would you mind helping us investigate? Before he left, Tainari said we could trust your judgment if something like this were to happen.
Of course, I appreciate your trust. Many of the traces left behind at the scene will fade with time, so the sooner we investigate, the better.
We'll help too. We don't know much about dead bodies, but you can leave the other clues to us.
Okay, check it for clues.
It's just one problem after another.
You know, Sham's been a little odd about all this too. He's like, oh, this exhibition is getting on my nerves. One problem after another. What's the other problem?
Everyone
Did he pass away while he was unconscious?
Very possible. Okay. Door. This door leads to the hallway. The lock broke when we forced our way in. This door was probably locked last night.
And the windows are shut tight too. Seems like the only way to get in would have been through Sylvain's room.
Incense. The incense slowly rising into the air. It seems familiar somehow. Does the incense contain what killed him after long-term exposure? Flowers. The corners are filled with flowers from different nations. The fragrance is incredibly strong. Maybe it only works in 2 parts? The bag is stuffed with clothes and other daily necessities. It's quite heavy. That doesn't tell me much. Like certain things, certain poisons, for example, they only work if 2 components match together. So by themselves, I mean, they're not great, or they could be harmless, but once they fuse, they turn into the problem. So mixing an incense, like one incense with the other, or one with the particular type of flower, maybe that does it? I'm not sure. Just hypothesizing, throwing stuff around.
To tell you the truth, the exhibition has left us quite short-handed. We're lucky to have your help.
pupils are dilated, skin is flushed. No overt external injuries or signs of a struggle.
The space inside the cabin is divided into various compartments. It doesn't look like a person could hide in there. It absolutely looks like a person could hide in there, but I guess I'm more bendy than usual. Or my inner Honkai Star Rail is starting to come out. Stell would absolutely try to fit in that.
Looks like we've investigated as much as we can. Let's go report back to Emilie and Shiam.
So, did you find anything?
There's no signs of forced entry. The only way in would have been through Sylvain's room.
Paimon can show you. Here, it'd be something like this.
Where were you keeping the crayons?
But entering through the room next door without alerting Sylvain... Wait, you don't think Sylvain could have been the one who...
No, his reaction to the loss of his brother seemed genuine, and he doesn't have a motive.
Then what could have happened last night? I know Sylvain is still in shock, but he's our only available witness. We have to take his statement.
I agree. Also, I've made some new discoveries, so we might as well head next door and go through everything together.
You enter Sylvain's room. He looks much calmer.
Mr. Sylvain, I need you to tell me everything you and your brother did since yesterday afternoon. Did you see or hear anything strange?
After Kyria attacked Edgar, my brother and I were incredibly careful. We returned to our rooms and decided to lock all the doors leading to the hallway. The only door we kept unlocked was the one connecting our rooms. That way, if we heard any commotion coming from the other room, we could help each other. But I didn't hear any sort of commotion last night. Not a single noise. I woke up this morning, opened the door, and Lucien was...
So, no movement from the room next door. No forced entry via Sylvain's room. No signs of a struggle at the scene. And no external injury on Lucien's body. What kind of cause of death are we dealing with here?
If we're dealing with something poison-based, he could have ingested it a long time ago. It had only activated afterwards.
I did notice a few things about the body. Lucien's pupils were dilated, and his skin was flushed. Very similar to Master's symptoms after the attack yesterday. There weren't any traces of liquid in his mouth or nose, so it's unlikely he was forced to ingest anything. The more plausible explanation is that he inhaled a substance without knowing it, and I'd say that substance was likely Auguste.
Auguste? No, that's not possible. Inhaling Auguste won't kill you. And anyway, it would have been for just one night.
Just one night, so you're saying prolonged exposure is dangerous. That thing I brought up before, too.
No, that's not what I meant. Emilie, you ran your tests, didn't you? Go on, tell everyone whether you found any poison.
No, I didn't find any common toxins.
That's not the same thing as not finding poison.
See? Auguste is harmless. The market response proved that years ago.
That may be true for most people, but not for everyone.
Is that lighting or is that your skin? Okay, it's the lighting.
Master!
He had a green streak on him and I'm like, are you doing okay?
Edgar? You're up and about already?
It was just the windows.
Thanks to Emilie, I'm out of the woods for now. Sylvain, no matter how hard you may try to hide it, the truth will always come to light.
Edgar!
Even if we could keep it a secret for another 10 or 20 years, do you think Kyria would just let us be? No, he would never give up. Not if he's doing all of this for Yelena.
Yelena? That her real name?
That's Vijava's real name. Yelena wasn't a scholar from Sumeru. She was an exiled Fatus from Snezhnaya.
A Fatus?
The Fatui. Well, that means the elemental energy present in Auguste was...
Ah, so you've already detected it. Well, Sylvain, looks like there's truly no reason to hide things now.
Dragon remains. I wonder if it's a type of plant that can absorb them.
Oh,
The Auguste flower was created with the mutative and distorting power of a delusion.
Reminder that delusions are made with dragon remains.
A delusion?
The Fatui, delusions... I never would have thought Auguste was hiding this many secrets.
Born of a delusion, Auguste contained distorted elemental energy. A prolonged exposure over many years could have a harmful effect on the body.
I wonder if it's similar to Sucrose's flowers, but since it was made with corrupted elemental energy, that's what caused it to become toxic, because people exposed to delusions over time, which is the opposite of our visions, basically drains the life force out of you in Fate Return of Power, if you can even handle it at all.
that's enough, Edgar. I'll take it from here. At first, Yelena wanted to keep refining the perfume and the flower, but no one knew how long the perfume mania was going to last back then. It didn't have any effect on ordinary people anyway. Every day we postponed going to market was another day of lost earning potential.
So you decided poisoning people was worth the risk?
Listen, it's not like it was good for business. But all that talk about Auguste being harmful over time, Yelena was just speculating. The impact was practically negligible. Unless you were particularly sensitive to elemental energy or had an entire bottle shoved down your throat like Edgar. You could use the product for decades and be completely fine.
It may be true there are no records of Auguste poisoning in Fontaine. But even if no one was acutely poisoned, willfully bringing a product to market despite explicit knowledge of its harmful effects is still a serious crime.
The divine and noble Auguste originated from a delusion. If the truth came out, the market for your product would be destroyed. Also, you're probably going back to jail for a really long time.
That explains why you were so intent on keeping Yelena and Kiria's involvement a secret all this time, despite readily confessing to all your financial crimes. The Fatui, delusions, Auguste. If the Marechaussee Phantom discovered the connection between the three, there would have been enough evidence to send you to the Fortress of Meripede for life.
Ha! If I'd known coming to Sumeru would put a target on my back, I would have been more than happy to stay there. At least that way, Lucian would still be alive. All these years without any sign of Kyria, and he pops up out of nowhere the minute my brother and I get out of prison? It couldn't be any clearer who the kid's after. Auguste was harmless before. The fact that it's killing people all of a sudden must be his doing as well.
So there's bad blood between you.
What about Yelena's death? Was that a cover-up too? A way to destroy evidence?
I'll admit, we thought about it at one point. We took care to disguise the product circulating on the market, and no one was questioning Yelena's fake identity. But if the Marechaussee Phantom decided to look into the flower beds, it would have been the end. Yelena's ties to the Fatui, the role of the delusion, everything would have been exposed. Before we could even put our plan in motion, Yelena beat us to it. She burned all her flower beds and threw herself into the fire as well.
But if her goal was to destroy evidence, there would have been no reason to do that to herself. Yeah, she could have just burned the flower beds and fled with her brother.
I thought about it for a long time, but it wasn't until just now that I finally understood her reasoning. Everything she did, it was for her brother, Kyria. One of the reasons they defected from the Fatui was the deterioration of Yelena's body due to her excessive use of a delusion. She didn't want her brother to follow in her footsteps after her death. After arriving in Fontaine, Yelena continued using the delusion to cultivate the Auguste flower, weakening her body even further. There were times when she couldn't even walk.
So, she couldn't flee with her brother because she was afraid of holding him back.
If her true identity was exposed, she and her brother would face pressure from both Snezhnaya and Fontaine. The Auguste flower and Yelena's own corroded body both bore the mark of a delusion. There would have been no way to avoid suspicion. So, in the end, she burnt it all to ash, including herself. With all the evidence erased, Kyria was free to take the Mora and run.
So the wealth you earned from Auguste, it wasn't destroyed in the fire. Yelena gave it to her brother?
Most likely. Before Yelena died, she said if anything happened to her, she was going to leave everything to her brother. We just didn't realize she meant our cut as well. That's why Lucien and I were searching for Kyria, to take back our Mora and the Auguste flower. We just didn't realize Kyria was baiting us the whole time. It was all a trap.
But why is Kyria out for revenge anyway? Doesn't he know about Yelena's decision to sacrifice herself?
I don't think he knew his sister was nearing death. Yelena always wore heavy makeup around him to conceal her deteriorating appearance. She kept herself busy with work to keep out of sight. That way her brother wouldn't notice how she could barely walk.
Something worth keeping in mind too is that if he is cultivating a goose, that means he is probably using her old delusion, because unlike visions that fizzle out at the moment of their wearer's death, delusions don't. You have to remember too, D-Luke still has like his father's delusion, for example. So he could still have it and still be using it. Anybody seen a rapidly growing kid with gray hair?
Then all we'll need to do is tell Kyria what really happened, and then he'll give up on his revenge. I'm not so sure. Even if he knew the truth, he'd still find someone to blame. He might think Yelena was forced into using a delusion to cultivate a Auguste, or something like that. It's hard to pull yourself out of that kind of hatred, especially when you've been living in that headspace for so many years.
Very true. Even if Yelena's death was her own choice, I wouldn't call myself innocent either.
Edgar, what are you talking about?
Think about it, Sylvain. If we hadn't been in such a hurry to capitalize on the perfume mania all those years ago, do you think Yelena would have elected to take those risks? If we hadn't been so blinded by greed, so insistent on increasing the scale of the flower cultivation, do you think Yelena's health would have deteriorated as fast as it did? If we hadn't invited the Marechaussee Phantom to our doorstep by breaking the law at every turn, Yelena could have survived.
She knew her limits. She knew her days were numbered. Maybe it was for her brother, but she was in it for the Mora just as much as us. We were just trying to earn a bit of Mora. And what, we deserve to die for that? Target me for being the mastermind, sure. But what about Lucien? He was just following my orders. Lucien's crime, Was it really so extreme that he had to pay for it with his life?
The only person that can answer that question is a judge.
Also, death by delusion is rough. It ain't fast, and it ain't pretty. So, he really probably watched his sister suffer for like a really long time.
Fine. I've said my piece anyway. Drag me back to Fontaine to stand trial. I don't care.
3 people from Fontaine, 1 from Snezhnaya, and a crime committed in Port Ormos. What a headache.
What's going to happen? Well, he's going to have to open up multi-regional communication. That's what's going to happen. International, that's the word. I have brain cells at midnight. Yeah, totally.
Well, we can only wait until the Academia sends someone to deal with it. I'm guessing we'll have to contact Fontaine as well.
You
In any
think?
case, we won't really know anything until tomorrow. With the exhibition, we don't even have space in Port Ormos to detain anyone. Such a headache.
The hotel could suffice. You could station a few officers to keep an eye on Sylvain and myself. Although with Sylvain's mental state and my physical one, I don't think you need to worry about a jailbreak.
Mr. Edgar, are you saying...
If Sylvain is to stand trial, then I deserve the same fate. A crime is a crime, accomplice or not. I'd just like to take care of a few things before I go. Say goodbye to my plants and all that. As for Sylvain, I'm sure he also has some goodbyes of his own. Would you be willing to grant that request, Sheriff?
Well, all right. I'll talk to the Academia. No matter who you were in Fontaine or what crimes you committed, the man we grew to know in Sumeru proved himself to be a good person. Your request is granted.
You have my thanks, Sheriff.
But if we wait until tomorrow, doesn't that mean something could still happen tonight? Yeah, with the incense burner in the corner, I don't necessarily want to leave you here if the place is contaminated and dangerous.
Happen tonight? Oh, you mean the possibility that Kyria might try to finish what he started?
Yeah, because we don't 100% know how he did it or how fast the chemical agent works. Likewise, I'm still suspicious of everybody.
Yeah, all we know is that he uses Auguste to poison people, but we still have no idea how to catch him in the act. If he targets Sylvain or Edgar again, we might not be able to stop him.
That may be true, but what if we can take advantage of his desperation?
Desperation?
If we take advantage of this situation and lure him in on purpose, we might finally have the chance to talk to him.
Master, no. That's too dangerous.
So, that's your plan. If Kyria learns we're being taken away tomorrow, his last chance to enact his revenge would be tonight. In other words, you want to use us as bait to capture him.
Capture? Not necessarily. I just want to talk. What? Are you afraid of him?
You think? He just watched his brother get murdered.
Afraid? This is my only chance to make him pay for what he did. I'm spending the rest of my life in prison anyway. I can't just sit back and let him ride off into the sunset with our fortune. There's no way I'm letting him get away with it. Not after what he did to Lucian.
I was like, got a life sentence, might as well go apeshit. This one needs to be watched.
As for the danger, everyone else just needs to make preparations in advance to protect us.
Emilie was initially like, oh, you don't have to worry about him with his mental state being what it is, and his mental state is like, I'm going to destroy everything.
I'll admit, it could work. We just need to spread the word that Edgar and Sylvain are leaving tomorrow. Then I'll station some of my men around the hotel. If we have your assistance as well, our chance of success would be even higher.
I still have some reservations, but if you insist on carrying out this plan, I won't deny you my help.
We can help stand guard.
I'll also keep watch.
Although I think Sylvain and myself should remain alone in our respective rooms. If Kyria noticed another person in the room, he might decide to turn back. And besides, it's possible he's already transformed Auguste into a potent toxic gas.
You mean if he doesn't see a way to get his hands on the two of you, he might get so desperate that he'll just start using Auguste on everybody?
If that were to happen, everyone standing guard, even the innocent citizens in Port Ormos would all be in danger.
That's why everyone else needs to keep to the shadows.
You're still recovering. You need to rest.
This old pack of bones doesn't bounce back like it used to. I suppose I'll just have to leave the rest to you.
All right, we can figure out a plan to keep watch later. Right now, I say we split up, start spreading that information before it's too late.
With everyone's help, the news about Auguste as well as Edgar and Sylvian's impending departure begins to circulate. Can't actually read it super fast, so I'm paraphrasing what I'm assuming it said.
Have you heard? Mr. Edgar's been detained. He's being taken away tomorrow.
What? He's the one who helped craft all the fragrances for our shop.
He taught my child how to make perfume. How could this happen?
He hasn't been convicted yet. Let's just wait and see what the court has to say.
Oh, everyone on the street is talking about the rumors. No matter where Kyria is hiding, he must have heard them by now.
Gotta get that rumor mill spinning.
Take a break. We can see how the other preparations are going while we're at it.
Get that rumor mill a buzzin'. Back up top. Oop, dang it. I wanted to snipe some thoughts, but I got too close.
Emilie! Chef Xian wants to talk to you and the Traveler about our plans for the Night Watch.
Thank you, Kale. But first, here. I prepared a kind of herbal tea that helps calm the spirit. Why don't you have some?
Shouldn't we have the opposite, like coffee?
Very kind of you, but I'm okay.
Oh, it's not good to be so tense, especially when we've got a long night ahead of us. I don't mean to put you on the spot, but I couldn't help but notice that something seems to be on your mind.
Was it that obvious?
You seem very preoccupied with Kyria's revenge. If there's anything you want to talk about, I'm happy to listen.
Oh,
Hey, Emilie, Kale. Oh, are we interrupting something?
No, not at all. This will be easier to talk through with you here anyway. I've just been thinking. If Kyria has the capacity to commit murder while remaining completely undetected, why didn't he target Sylvain along with Lucien last night? There was just a single door separating them. If his intention was to target both brothers, then there was barely anything standing in his way. Don't you think? When I accompanied Sylvain to his room after Lucien died and saw how distraught he was, I suddenly realized. Maybe Kyria did that on purpose. Maybe he wanted Sylvain to experience the pain of losing a loved one before he completed his ultimate revenge.
So did he attack Edgar as a warning then? To scare Sylvain and Lucien?
Based on what we've heard about Kyria, that may very well be the case.
Losing his sister all those years ago. What has been going through his head? What has he been forced to endure? Whenever I get to thinking like that, I just can't help but wonder. If I were in his place, would I be able to let go of that hatred?
Kale. Yeah, because Kale's been through a lot of similar emotions herself. I still wonder too if he set it up beforehand, like if it's the sensor that was in the corner of the room.
I'm sorry. I know I shouldn't think like that. Not after everything he's done. But I just can't help it.
There's nothing wrong with the way you're feeling. Empathy is a part of human nature.
Empathy, but also she probably really wants some revenge for what Dottore did to her.
In all my years of cleaning up crime scenes, I've witnessed countless families mourn their loved ones. Their cries of devastation and anger still echo through my mind, even now. Some of them even try to stop me, begging me not to erase the last remnants of their loved ones. But getting swept up in those emotions will corrupt your judgment. Surround yourself with fragrance for too long, and your sense of smell will become dull. Allow yourself to be consumed by your emotions, and you lose the ability to think rationally. So while you hold on to that sense of empathy, you also need to ask yourself, do Sylvain and Lucien really deserve to die? How much did they truly know about the Fatui and the delusion? Did they force Yelena to make those decisions? Answering those questions requires a lot of time and evidence, while a single act of vengeance can put those answers forever out of our reach. I've witnessed a lot of deaths in Fontaine. When someone dies, a certain amount of information can be inferred from the traces left behind at the scene. But generally speaking, death will just leave most questions unanswered, and the whole picture ever incomplete.
Once you're consumed by hatred, it will become next to impossible to think about things that way. For someone like Kiria, I'm sure right and wrong lost all meaning a long time ago.
You're right. The fact that we can approach these questions from this perspective isn't because we're more rational than them. It's because we're fortunate enough not to have suffered that kind of loss.
I'm starting to really like Emilie.
That also makes us perfectly positioned to stand on the outside and try to pull them back from the brink before it's too late. I understand Kiria's decision, but I still want to stop him. Master, Sylvain, and Kiria. They all deserve to survive.
The fortunate and the unfortunate.
How'd you get outside?
Emilie, Traveler. Huh? Edgar, you're here too?
Oh, it's you two! Didn't you head back to your room to rest, Edgar? Is it really okay for you to be out and about like this?
A little exercise never hurt anyone.
Yeah, but you're on house arrest.
Besides, I don't have much time left in Sumeru. So I'd like to take care of my plants while I still can.
We could do that for you, Master.
No need. I've grown attached to these flowers, and this is my last chance to say goodbye. Come tomorrow. I'll be happy to entrust their care to you. I would imagine Sheriff Sham is here for a more important reason.
The Night Watch! You mentioned earlier that we still need to confirm our plans.
That's right. I've stationed some of my men around the surrounding area, but we still don't have anyone standing guard next to Sylvain's room.
You mean in Lucien's room?
Exactly. After some discussion, we concluded that Sylvain has the highest risk of being attacked next. You're the most skilled fighter here, Traveler. And Emilie's expertise is sure to come in handy in a pinch. That's why I want you two stationed next to Sylvain's room. So, are you up for it?
Fine by me. What about you, Emilie? Also, I can't help but feel like Edgar is still trying to, maybe hide something with the flowers. He's very concerned about it constantly.
Sounds perfectly reasonable. I'll be glad to have your help tonight, Traveler.
And again, I'm curious how close he was during the project while all of this was going down. Like, yeah, he said he was studying perfumes, but did the other two merchants get a good look at him when they worked with him before? Was he someone that they specifically worked super close with to know his face? Because this is just a wild hypothesis, but remember, delusions age people like a lot.
I wonder how it really felt for Kiria. Finally getting his revenge.
It's just one problem after another.
I can't tell if he's suspicious or just lazy. Is there anything I can enter in here really quickly to check out of great curiosity?
I've done what I set out to do.
See, that's not helping helping my brain, Edgar. Like maybe he stashed the bottle in the bushes, but he himself was never in the bushes and he drank it himself? I don't know. I don't know. So many angles. Wait in Lucien's room for quite a long time.
Huh. Not a peep. Has Kiria given up on his revenge?
Just like that?
Guess we'll have to keep at it.
The night deepens as the time passes.
Still nothing unusual. Paimon took a peek into the room next door and Sylvain's already sleeping.
Shams hasn't issued a warning either.
Perhaps Kiria's true motive was simply forcing Sylvain to confess his crimes. No, that can't be right. If all he wanted was for Sylvain to be convicted for his true crimes, he could have tipped off the Marechaussee Phantom years ago.
And he already killed Lucien. There's no reason to stop there.
There must be something we're missing. Something extremely important.
I know, I've had that itch this whole time.
Maybe we just need to calm down a little. How about some tea? That herbal blend from earlier was pretty tasty.
We can't abandon our posts. There's nothing here that we can use to make tea.
You're right. Maybe we can look for a different distraction then, like looking at the flowers. Oh, there's a glaze lily here. Paimon didn't notice it earlier.
Because they don't bloom during the day, because they only bloom at night. Wait, I don't remember. Glaze lilies? Oh, which were they? I don't remember if, it's been a while since I've done Leeway. Was it night or at day? Shoot. I genuinely can't remember. Were glaze lilies different? When do they bloom? It was said to be commonly seen in Leeway. It transforms the memories of the land into its fragrance during fluorescence. Local specialty found in Leeway, Chingsa Harbor. I don't need to worry about NPCs that give me glazed lilies. I was curious if they bloomed at night or day. Transform the memories of the land into its fragrance during fluorescence. Legend has it that the flower will open at the sound of pure, beautiful music, and that there was once one who loved the flower more than any other. Now, however, the sight of a glazed lily in full bloom out in the wild is a rare one indeed, except they're planted all over Leeway Harbor. They bloom from 1800 hours to 6 in-game time. So they bloom at night.
Flowers, glaze lilies, incense.
I had to look it up just for my own brain.
No! Sylvain's room, quick!
What?
Wait, what?
Emilie rushes next door. A strange floral fragrance saturates the room. He's unmoving on the bed already.
Hey, did you hear? Someone was attacked again last night.
Yeah, she said he passed out sleeping, and that was my initial thought, but I was afraid to say it. Like, you know, if they're killing via scent, you should probably force people to stay awake just to make sure that they're not actually...
It was the older of the merchant brothers, right?
Yeah, I think his name was Sylvain. Poor guy was murdered in cold blood.
First it was Mr. Edgar, then that merchant named Lucian, and now this.
Listen up, everyone. This is an active crime scene. Please, no loitering.
It's been 3 days and they haven't even caught a glimpse of the guy. What is going on?
Do you think it could be the work of an evil spirit? I mean, how do you get away with something like that with so many people watching?
Keep it moving, everyone. No loitering.
I suppose I'm next.
You don't know that. Kyria already attacked you once, and you survived. Perhaps he doesn't consider your crime to be worthy of death.
You were the only reason I managed to survive, Emilie. I never did thank you for that, did I?
Even if I wasn't there, Tainari was also in the vicinity. He would have been able to help.
Is that so? I suppose I'm a very fortunate person then. I have exceptional students, caring friends, and the respect of my peers. If it is indeed my time to go, then I'll die without regrets.
Especially since if you are the kid, the two people you hated just went before you.
But Kyria has nothing. Yelena is gone. Now, his enemies are too. It really makes you wonder if there's even a reason to keep on living.
If you really want an answer, I suppose you'll have to ask Kyria himself, once we finally catch him.
Well, I hope it all goes well. Emilie, there's something else I'd like to ask of you. With everything that's happened, holding the exhibition is off the table now. But so many flowers were transported here for the show, some of them thousands of miles away from their homeland. I can't let them wither away with no one to care for them. Whether Kyria gets to me first, or I'm sent back to Fontaine to stand trial, I won't be around to look after them. I know it's a lot to ask, but could I entrust them to your care?
Of course, Master.
Really? Oh, I'm glad to hear it. Now I truly have nothing to worry about.
Sheriff Sham still has some questions for me, so I've gotta go.
Go ahead. Best not to keep him waiting. He can be quite impatient.
Everything he says just makes me equally suspicious that he is Kyria.
I'm sorry, Master.
Potion bottle? Hidden behind the plants? I don't know how she didn't see that. Maybe it was like really deep down there. Meanwhile, in Sylvian's room.
Another all-nighter. Paimon sure hopes Emilie's plan will go well. Oh, but Kali still looks quite worried. Let's go talk to her.
I can't use my Nahida powers either. Don't worry, Paimon. We'll get you some coffee.
Emilie still isn't back. I hope she didn't run into any trouble.
She's extremely meticulous. I'm sure she's preparing to handle anything that might come her way.
Yeah, that's true.
Although I wonder if him...
Traveler, I had my men start spreading the information you requested. The crowd is gone now too, but I have to admit, I'm not really sure what's going on.
I was trying to say, if he had that bottle stored in the plants and she was maybe analyzing some of those plants, she might notice trace remnants that leaked out from the delusion into the surrounding plants as well. Maybe that's why he's another reason why he's so like, oh, I have to take care of my plants. I don't want anybody discovering my plants and what's down inside the soil that I've hidden away.
After listening to Emilie's plan, I started getting the materials together and arranging personnel. I barely had a second to spare last night. To be honest, I'm still not sure how the crime was committed that night.
It's pretty simple, actually.
The key clue was right in front of us the entire time!
Feel like you've been waiting to say that for a while.
Let's go! We'll show you where the culprit hid Auguste. I only have a basic idea of what happened, to be honest. I haven't really worked out the details.
Ah, so you're saying I'm the only one who's completely in the dark.
Well, minimal motivation, man. That tends to be how things go. Okay, now I can actually...
I was actually looking forward to it.
Oh, he wanted to see the flower exhibit.
Can we even go forward with the exhibition?
Wait, higher.
Please, no more surprises. The crowd is finally gone.
What do you mean higher? Oh, I guess this amount. That's not a big deal, I guess. Wants me in the room next door. Sorry, went through the wrong dang door.
Another all-nighter. Paimon sure hopes Emily's plan will go well.
Oh, I did the wrong thing, I guess. Oops.
Emily still isn't back. I hope she didn't run into any trouble.
Yeah, that's
Traveler.
My bad.
I had my men
Didn't
start
mean to-
spreading the
oops.
information you requested. The crowd is gone. After listening to Emilie, to be honest, I'm still not
the key clue was right in front of us the entire...
Sorry.
Let's go. We'll show you
Sorry. Where we hit Auguste. Okay, point out where Auguste is. It's probably in the inch. No? Is it really not? Oh, it's either in the flowers or the incense. The corners are filled with flowers from different nations. The fragrance is incredibly strong. The glaze lily is swaying gently as its petals are closed. There's a ring of moisture around the rim of the petals, and it feels sticky to the touch. I wonder if it's aerated from the glaze lilies. Like maybe it only spread into the air after the glaze lily opened, because it only opens at night.
This is it!
The glazed lily, huh? I think I've heard of it before. It's a flower from Liyue, right?
Yeah,
Well,
patch all the
did
way
you
back from
know
2020.
It only blooms at night.
Emily, you're back!
That's why I couldn't remember if it bloomed in daytime or nighttime. It's like, I haven't done Liyue technically since 2020. How'd it go?
Exactly as expected.
It's been 6 years.
A flower that only blooms at night. Ah, like the Neelatpala lotus.
Exactly. Although the Neelatpala lotus wouldn't be a good substitute in this scenario. When it's closed, the gaps between the petals are too large. That's why Kyria chose the glaze lily as his mechanism. He would start by preparing an Auguste sample.
Daubed it on the outside of the petals, poured it into the flower pot, soaked the area around the petals. I'm not really sure, because if it absorbs into the flower, it might be able to aerate back out at night.
If poured into the flower pot, the liquid would seep into the soil. That might prevent the substance from taking effect.
Okay, no. I was curious if it was a type of plant that was capable of absorbing it through the soil and into itself. Soak the area around the petals, or dabbed it on the outside of the petals. I'm guessing area around the petals.
There's a sticky substance on the edge of the flower petals.
Yeah, that's more what I meant. Like on the inside.
One I recognize.
Sealed it inside the petals. Oops, interpret.
You stick the petals together with slime condensate. Then, in the daytime, the the glazed lily would act almost like a hidden container.
That's right! He applied a diluted form of slime condensate to the petals to stick them together, and enclosed a sample of Auguste in the center.
See, I didn't know if the edges of the flowers were naturally sticky or if he applied something to it.
That way, the Auguste would remain trapped inside during the daytime, unable to seep between the petals and evaporate into the air. This also allowed the culprit to plant the poison well in advance, while his targets remained oblivious.
That's a really small dose still, though. The glazed lilies aren't that big. Like, if someone could easily put that amount of perfume on themselves and have it be lethal, then I have no idea how that thing stayed in the market and nobody died.
However, the diluted slime condensate wouldn't be viscous enough to prevent the petals of the glazed lily from opening at night. So by nightfall, the flower would bloom, thereby forcing the target to inhale the Auguste trapped inside.
And Kyria could execute his revenge without having to step foot inside the room during the night.
By the next morning, the sample of Auguste would have nearly fully evaporated. The glazed lily would have already closed its petals, and any lingering odor would be concealed by the fragrance of the other flowers in the room.
It kind of looks like it'd be able to get out of the top, but what do I know? And his mission would be accomplished.
Wait a second. You're telling me this version of Auguste is so toxic, inhaling the minute amount trapped inside a flower is enough to kill a grown man?
That was my question.
And how did Edgar even survive ingesting a whole bottle of the stuff?
That's because Auguste is just as dangerous now as it was all those years ago. The level of toxicity has never changed. Only a small subset of people are truly at risk.
Ah, you mean people who are sensitive to elemental energy. So it's just some sort of happy coincidence that Sylvain and Lucien are allergic to the stuff? That can't be right. They were involved in the operation all those years ago. If the stuff gave them a bad reaction, they would have known from the very start.
Not necessarily. This is true with certain medicines too, but only after exposure to it for a while do you develop antibodies. So when it's introduced again, you end up having the allergic reaction to it.
I wouldn't use the word allergic necessarily. It's more like they're susceptible to its effects. But that distinction isn't important right now. You can think of it this way. It's not that Sylvain and Lucien are innately sensitive to elemental energy, but that Kyria found a way to ensure that they would be.
The primordial sea, the various essential oils, the incense in the room. I've been curious about that sensor for a while.
Incense I smelled earlier seemed familiar. Thinking back on it, I'm almost certain it was the scent of Spirit Borneal.
And yet you stayed upright this time. Good job, Lumine.
In Sumeru, scholars use Spirit Borneal to aid meditation and stimulate their connection to the Dendro Archon.
It's basically a powerful hallucinogen. But I wonder if amplified with the power of Dendro, it became even more toxic.
Alchemically produced essential oils, the primordial seawater that caused unrest in Fontaine not too long ago. All of those are substances that can heighten your sensitivity to elemental energy.
And Kyria chose the Spirit Borneal.
That stuff gave us a lot of trouble when we first came to Sumeru. Ah, yes. I definitely remember that.
In Sumeru, it's not uncommon to use incense indoors, so its presence wouldn't arouse suspicion. The flowers in the room could also serve to mask the scent.
Flowers were pretty important to this plan, huh? The glazed lily is native to Liyue. It would be completely unnatural to have one here in Sumeru if it weren't for the exhibition. What a coincidence.
Actually, it's not a coincidence at all.
The exhibition, the hotel, it was a meticulously designed trap.
No wonder he was willing to pay a small fortune to rent out the hotel. He probably used the Mora Yelena left him, don't you think? That money was supposed to set him free. But in the end, it was just a tool for his revenge.
There's a saying among forensic doctors in Fontaine. Every step you take leaves a mark. But up until this point, we haven't been able to detect any trace of Kyria's activities. That's not because he was coming and going undetected, or because he's some kind of evil spirit, but because he's been disguised as someone else this entire time.
Oh, did I call it? The real murderer is Edgar.
Creating such an intricate mechanism out of a glaze lily, setting up the spirit borneal in advance, and arranging for Sylvain and Lucien to stay at the hotel. It all points to one person, the expert in charge of the entire exhibition.
Trigger association with Kyria. The real murderer.
Kyria and Edgar are one and the same.
But Kiryu was only in his teens back then. He wouldn't even be 40 years old by now.
Delusions age
Edgar's
people.
lived here for so many years. Even if he changed his appearance, going that long without giving anything away, it would be impossible.
Bad news, Sheriff! Mr. Edgar was attacked!
What?
A dark shadow-like figure just ran out of his room. It was giving off a really ominous aura. But before we could even react, the figure up and disappeared like some sort of ghost or something. By the time we got a look inside the room, Mr. Edgar was gone. Do you think Kyria kidnapped him?
I need you to think very carefully about this. Are you certain that figure wasn't Edgar himself?
I mean, Mr. Edgar was so frail. I don't see how he could have moved that fast.
It would seem Master decided to tap into an ill-advised source of power.
What? But that's so dangerous with the condition he's in. It's...
Like I said, he might still be holding on to that delusion, which gives him the same elemental powers that we have.
But why?
I wonder what kind it is.
Why would he do that? He's already accomplished his revenge.
Like what element?
No. If his aim was to target everyone who had a hand in Yelena's death...
If he left Sylvain alive yesterday, not out of a desire to see him suffer, but to confirm the truth about why Yelena chose to die...
Then there's still one target left.
The shadow-like figure ran in the direction of the elevator, and my partner immediately chased after them.
We should hurry before they're forced to confront each other.
I guess. I still kind of wanted to explore a few things, but...
Where did he go? Let's ask the merchants nearby.
Merchants are freaking out.
What was that thing? Ghost! It's a ghost!
It's all right. Please, calm down and take a deep breath. Can you tell us what you saw?
I saw a black shadow. It ran right past me. How could something like that happen in broad daylight? How could... What was that thing?
This is terrifying.
Oh. I was trying to see if I could interact with
This
him.
is terrifying.
I guess I can't. Just follow the scared merchants.
Don't come any closer! Everyone hold hands!
But then how do I read your mind to see what it is you wish to not tell me?
Don't come any closer!
The black shadow is so nondescript it could be many things.
If we go any further, we'll be out of Port Ormos! There'll be hardly any witnesses!
Whether it was him using his powers, whether he put a drape on a mushroom, who knows?
It's all right. I can detect a faint whiff of the scent from here. I would say he passed by this location not too long ago. It's this way. Please, follow me.
And maybe he had some help in doing this, too. Of course we gotta go mountain climbing. Let's Dude, really
The
going
scent
all
is
the
getting
ooh.
stronger. This must be the place.
I thought we were gonna have to go further up. Secret Garden of Auguste, which is where we probably get to try out Emilie. So it says it wants us to bring a fire character,
Ready for trial.
so I'll do that. Probably wants us to use burning reactions.
Oh! O's! Are you alright? Were you attacked?
No, I'm alright. I was just chasing after that figure, and then all of a sudden, I didn't feel so hot.
Let me take a look.
The air definitely feels heavy. It smells nice, but for some reason, it's hard to breathe.
This feeling, I've encountered it before.
Everything looks all right. It was probably just the stress of the chase, combined with the impact of the environment. A bit of rest would do you some good.
I can't rest. Mr. Edgar is still in there. He taught my sister how to make perfume. He's a good man. I can't just abandon him to die by Curia's hand.
O's, you need to calm down and listen to me. Edgar is the one we're after. He and Kiria are the same person.
But how is that possible? I thought you said Kiria was in his 30s. Mr. Edgar is 70-something. Changing your appearance to look decades older, that doesn't seem possible.
That's precisely why he had to resort to extraordinary measures to age himself.
A delusion.
Kiria used a delusion to bring back the Auguste flower, corroding his body in the process, just like his older sister.
No. He couldn't have. Mr. Edgar has been in Port Ormos for years. If someone started impersonating him all of a sudden, we would have noticed.
Keep in mind, too, that the general populace knows of delusions, but they're not common whatsoever.
And what if the impersonation started before he ever set foot in Sumeru? I've yet to confirm it, but I suspect Kiria killed the real Edgar in Fontaine not long after his release from prison. While Edgar was incarcerated,
I was curious about that
Kiria
part.
started making preparations to replace him, including forcefully aging his body, studying perfumery, and planning the real Edgar's demise. The new Edgar then decided to relocate to Sumeru, seemingly out of an innocuous desire to let go of the past. He even left perfume making in favor of mentoring students. But these decisions were all for a specific purpose: the need to distance himself from anyone who might see through the facade. And Sumeru fit the bill to a T, with no one around to question his identity. All he had to do was grow a beard, don a pair of glasses, make a few minor alterations to his appearance, and everyone would believe he was exactly who he claimed: Edgar, a perfumer from Fontaine. As the years went by, he removed his disguise little by little and continued to refine his skills. It would have been a gradual process, one that ensured no one around him would notice anything unusual.
That explains why Sylvain said he barely recognized Edgar back at the hotel. He aged himself decades beyond his years just so he could accomplish his revenge. Is that even worth it?
I need to find Mr. Edgar. He's not that kind of person. He can't be.
What you really need is to get out of here and rest.
No, I can keep going.
Wait! This environment is likely being influenced by the delusion. Any discomfort, no matter how slight, should not be treated lightly. I know how to relieve your symptoms, Mr. Ooze. Please come with me and rest. I'm sure Kiria... No, Edgar wouldn't want any more innocent people implicated in all this.
Kale's right. The Traveler and I will take things from here. From our brief exposure to Auguste, it would seem the substance has little effect on us. This leads me to believe those blessed with a vision or capable of wielding elemental power are more resistant to the effects of abnormal elemental energy. In other words, this environment doesn't pose as much of a risk to us. Actually, now that I think about it, this stronghold likely has multiple points of entry. If the target were to escape from a different point of entry, that might allow him to evade capture. I hate to trouble you, but we need people to survey the perimeter.
Thanks. Hear that? We're heading out. There's work to be done. Auguste, head back to Port Ormos and start gathering reinforcements.
And she conveniently gets his troops out of the area where they'd harm themselves.
Got it.
Traveler, Emilie, Paimon, please be careful. For someone whose only purpose in life is revenge, there's no telling what they'll do when there's no reason to move forward.
Don't worry. This isn't the end. Not for us or for Kyria. We're not going to let Auguste kill anyone else. It's time for the mythos to fade into obscurity.
Here we go. We get to trial run Emilie. Just checking up here. See if there's any sort of notes. So, she is a spear user. I kind of wasn't fully expecting that. I want to see her put the spear on her back. See what kind of weapon it looks like. Maybe it contains perfume within? It has a flower motif to it. I kind of expected her to be Catalyst, but I guess not. Her battle style is more Catalyst the way you use her.
Monsters? Perhaps they were attracted here by the increased level of elemental energy.
Yeah, because you set this up. And then it does off-field damage. Which is probably why it wanted us to bring burning.
I've never seen these seeds before. They must also have been created with the power of a delusion. It seems to be avoiding us, and there's no other way forward. Perhaps we could try luring it to the edge of the cliff.
Already ahead of you. Yeah, I noticed that bit of poison when it puffed out too. Trying to get it to change characters. It's being stubborn. Thank you. Any L plus button command lately has been really finicky. Initiating the cutscene almost made me go down the pit.
The Auguste flowers! There are so many of them. I can't believe a single person did all this. Must have taken a lot of time.
How do you know what they look like, Paimon?
I fear that statement is truer than you know, Paimon. Using a delusion comes at a cost. Not just time, but the time you have left to live.
But why would Kyria need this many Auguste flowers? He only needed a few bottles of Auguste to carry out his plan, right?
Perhaps hatred wasn't the only emotion fueling his obsession with Auguste.
Maybe it had something to do with his sister, like this is a way to remember her by, to keep the flower alive somehow.
Not long ago, he told me he didn't want all the flowers transported to Sumeru to wither away in a foreign land. But Kyria betrayed Snezhnaya, abandoned Fontaine, and lived his entire life in Sumeru under the guise of someone else. For someone with nowhere to call home, perhaps dying among a bed of Auguste flowers just like his sister is the best homecoming he could ask for.
Okay, I see a sneaky treasure hiding over here too. Free dendro sigils. Okay, is there a way over there? I feel like there'd have to be something. Oh, I didn't see that up there. What's up, shrooms?
Extract!
But yeah, see, she's mostly off-field.
Inadmissible evidence!
You use her to lay down the sensor, and then you switch to somebody else. Okay, where are we sending ya? This way? There we go. Wakey wakey. Weird little delusion fruit. Did that do anything? Can you— No! No, go back! Probably want to stay out of the flower radar, whatever that is. Gives stay out of the light vibes. Just checking for treasure. Nope. It's just crushed flower petals. Are these big ones also part of?
Is getting stronger. We're almost at the end.
Also part of Auguste, or is this something else? Just the little ones.
The scent of flowers is getting stronger. We're almost at the end.
Did they catch up that fast? No. My strength is just waning.
Yeah, there it is. I can't tell the element. If they even naturally have one.
But it doesn't matter. This is far enough.
Or if that's something you can only be stowed based on your own nature. Since some people are more adept to using them.
This is a garden of Auguste flowers. But it's not mine. It's the one that was set on fire all those years ago in Fontaine. Yelena? Yelena! You tried to hide it from me, but I always understood. The reason why you continued to use the delusion, the reason why you set your garden on fire, it was all because of me. I shouldn't have listened to you that day. I shouldn't have taken the Mora and ran. But by the time I realized something wasn't right, there was nothing left. The flowers were gone. And so were you. I know I'm almost 20 years too late. I should have come looking for you earlier. I should have died with you that day.
I'm also curious too, this memory. He's remembering his sister potentially before she got sick. Otherwise she would have looked like him.
Yelena? Yelena! No! Don't leave me! Please! Yelena!
Emilie? I'm alive. No, that's not possible. I saw her. Yelena. We were together.
That was an illusion, likely brought about by the residual toxin in your body coupled with the pollen in the air, neither of which are fatal.
No. The amount of Auguste I drank, it should have been enough.
I'm sorry to say this, but that was a fake. I'm guessing Emilie swapped it.
A fake? But how?
We started making the preparations last night with one goal in mind. To create a perfect accord. The accord is the basis of perfume making, the product in its most primitive form.
ambergris mixed with cedar wood, rounded out with a base note of agar wood.
This is the scent of leather?
Exactly. We're unable to extract essential oils from leather, but by combining other raw materials, we can recreate its essence.
That's what I was talking about
That is
earlier.
the purpose of an accord.
Does that mean you can recreate any scent in the whole world?
I'm afraid not. Certain fragrances in this world are simply one of a kind. That quality is what draws people in and fuels their obsessions.
If I wear Auguste to the ball, I'll also be one of a kind. Our competitor already got their hands on it. Perfume all over.
It doesn't matter how much it costs. I have to buy something better.
This fragrance will be one of a kind, no more. Myths can be deconstructed. Miracles can be recreated. All it takes is skill, experience, limitless exploration, and a little patience. The only thing left is determining where the real Auguste is hidden. Pretending to be attacked means he's not free to move around. Auguste must be hidden within reach.
Paimon took a peek through the window earlier and his house was packed with flowers.
The curator commissioned a flower pot from Kasharawar, capable of retaining heat and moisture.
Perfumes are as beautiful as flowers, and equally as delicate. When stored, you must take care to control the temperature and keep them away from direct sunlight.
Yep, they were in the flower pots.
Did you get all that, Emilie?
I got it.
Did you hear? Someone was attacked again last night.
So, Sylvain is dead. Is that right?
Yes, Master.
So, you switched the bottles of Auguste, and then lied to me about Sylvain's death.
Oh, he's still alive.
Convincing you that your revenge had been completed was the easiest way to get you to let down your guard.
Impossible. Even if you found a way to switch out the bottles, there's no way you could have made an accord. If Auguste was so easy to replicate, Yelena wouldn't have.
It was a combination of rainbow roses, glaze lilies, and Cecilias. Those ingredients would have conflicted with each other if you tried to combine them in the past. But recently, we found a way for them to work together.
Rainbow roses, glaze lilies, and Cecilias.
Auguste was created over 10 years ago. All this time, people never stopped analyzing it, never stopped trying to recreate it. Perfumery techniques are advancing day by day. We found better ways to extract essential oils, separate oils and fats. We even discovered new ways to combine fragrances together. The mythos surrounding Auguste may have been untouchable almost 20 years ago, but now it's time for it to become a thing of the past.
The past?
You've been working as a perfumer for all these years. You should have always known that it is possible to make an accord, even if only in theory. But the meaning you assigned to Auguste became so inflated, you allowed yourself to get lost in it, just like the perfume mania that captivated the public all those years ago. You believed in its divinity and grandeur. You believed it was entirely one of a kind.
And in the process, you forgot that it was a bottle of perfume and nothing more.
Your obsession with Auguste is also what allowed us to predict how you intended your plan to end, and to make preparations in advance.
We just didn't expect it to happen so fast.
Or that you would activate the delusion.
Well, you hit the nail on the head now, didn't you? So, Sylvain isn't dead. Since you've been preparing your accord since last night, I assume you've also figured out my method, then.
I mean, he's not dead, but he's probably still going to prison for life.
That means the news of Sylvain's death. The crowd gathered outside the hotel this morning. It was all an act you put on with the sheriff?
Yes. If we hadn't, you might have resorted to the delusion out of desperation, or continued to use your Spirit Borneal and Auguste combination to wreak havoc.
Who knows? Maybe I would have just offed myself then and there.
I know if you had things your way, you would carry the truth of Edgar's demise and the secrets of this garden to the grave, but I'm sorry, Master. I don't want to see any more death. Sylvain only inhaled a small amount of poison. He's being detained as we speak. All the crimes he concealed back then will be exposed in a court of law for everyone to see, and all his secrets will be revealed. The same goes for you as well.
Is that so? Well, I suppose I'll be spending the rest of my days in a prison cell then.
Whoa, he accepted that kind of fast.
I don't feel the need to justify my actions, nor do I intend to repent for them. I did what I set out to do. I may have lost in the end, but it was my choice every step of the way. And if I could do it all over again... But there's no going back, is there?
Careful, everyone. This environment is dangerous. I'll lead the way.
Stick close and hurry up. Can't let Edgar die.
Looks like I'm almost out of time. Although, I do have one final question, Emilie.
Of course, Master.
The combination you used to make your accord. How did you figure it out?
The scent of Auguste is complex and varied, yet the main ingredient consists of a single variety of flower. So, as I was analyzing the sample yesterday, I got to thinking, what if the scent of the Auguste flower was already imbued with that complexity during its cultivation?
You're saying Yelena designed Auguste to have the scent of multiple flowers?
Rainbow roses, glaze lilies, Cecilias. The perfumers of the past knew that if you combine their essential oils directly, they would just cancel each other out. It was a conundrum they could never solve. But if you cultivate a new flower species that intrinsically carries the unique features of those three scents, you can bypass that issue entirely. It goes without saying that for that time, this idea was a stroke of genius.
Rainbow roses, glaze lilies, and Cecilias. Those really do seem like flowers you would choose, Yelena.
Not long after that, the Eremites rush over. Yeah, it is worth noting that in order to have a base even for the alchemy in this world, you have to start with something. You don't create it out of nothing. So of course she would have naturally used other flowers. Kyrie accepts his fate without saying a word. So she used the delusion to fuse them into some sort of new life, similar to what Sucrose does with her vision, but ultimately people found a different way. One that, you know, doesn't destroy you or the people who consume it. Meaning somebody like Sucrose could actually make Auguste flowers, but without, you know, all the other harmful aspects that come with it. Not just the accord methods. You could use both alchemy and accord. And thus the turmoil caused by the Auguste comes to an end. Nope, we're in Fontaine. Keep your appointment on the second floor of the Hotel de Boer. Guessing we're meeting for lunch. Post-trial.
Did you know? Miss Emilie's releasing a new perfume! Right, I heard about that. I think it's called Yelena.
Aw, she's honoring the memory either way.
Seems like everyone in Fontaine is talking about the new perfume you're releasing.
I was hoping to release it without such a fuss, but the news spread way faster than I expected. I just hope it won't become the source of some new myth, especially after all the work we did to demystify Auguste.
About this perfume, did you use the accord from back in Sumeru?
I did, although I made a few modifications to the formula to make the scent more pleasant and long-lasting. I actually brought a few samples with me today. I hope they're to your liking. Also, I was hoping you could try out the fragrance before I officially release it and tell me your thoughts.
Of course! A good sense of taste and sense of smell go hand in hand, you know? Just leave it to Paimon!
You're not gonna be allergic to it again, are you?
Oh, it smells great!
I'm not sure that's the kind of feedback she had in mind.
It's alright. All feedback is worth considering. Besides, when it comes to perfume, commenting on whether it smells good is the most straightforward assessment you can ask for. There doesn't always have to be a deeper meaning.
Speaking of deeper meaning, curious final question.
Right! Do those flowers have some special meaning? Hearing their names seemed to have an effect on him.
If I had to guess, I'd say it probably has something to do with the language of flowers.
The language of flowers? Oh, we've heard of that before! Paimon remembers hearing something like, the Cecilia represents the true feelings of the prodigal son?
What each flower is said to represent varies by person and across different moments in history. The same is true for the flowers that make up the scent of Auguste. After returning to Fontaine, I did some research, and it turns out the meanings of those 3 flowers can be reassembled to form a single phrase. Forget the past and keep on living. Perhaps that's the legacy Yelena always intended, not the nobility and grandeur most people associate with Auguste.
Maybe that's what she hoped for her brother. But he was so obsessed about one aspect of it that he could never look into the other to truly actually appreciate the art and what she intended to say with it.
Do you think Kiria knew about that?
I paid him a visit before his trial and explained what I found, but he didn't seem to care. Who knows? Maybe she didn't mean anything by it at all. That was his response.
Well, denial is a river in Sumeru.
Yelena is gone. We'll never know what she was thinking. We can look for meaning all we want, but it'll never be anything but conjecture. Even if that is what she was trying to say, I would never be able to forget her. Avenging her death? That was the meaning I chose for my life. Kiria cultivated his revenge like a flower. He was committed to making it bloom, even if in the end, it didn't bear the fruit he was hoping for.
But that also goes to show with that confession that he didn't really care about his sister's perspective on it. He cared about his own and his alone.
In any case, he did want me to pass along his thanks. Thank you for saving my life, for giving me the chance to learn that Auguste could have carried a very different meaning. Love and hatred are a privilege of the living. When someone dies, their thoughts, feelings, and intentions die with them. In that sense, what Auguste truly represents in the language of flowers will forever remain a mystery. But even if it's only a conjecture, I would like to believe my own interpretation. The meaning we give to flowers, the symbolism we assign to our perfumes, they're constantly twisted and exploited in our imperfect world. And yet, at the very outset, they're born from the simplest and most beautiful desires we hold in our heart.
There we go. Story complete. Base note Auguste, quest complete. And we even get a bottle of the perfume too, for us to keep. See if I can find it in here. In my messy as heck inventory, we kind of need a sorting system, miHoYo. It's getting very cluttered in here. I can't even find it. Hello? I know vaguely what it's supposed to look like. Oh, there it is. save another reason. A sample of the perfume Emilie made herself. It's based on the legend Auguste fragrance chronicled in Fontaine's histories. Tilt the bottle towards the sunlight and you will see the flowing line of graceful text. Forget the past and keep on living. She even added it to the bottle.
There have been many.
Alright, that is everything. So, I doubt I would find anything else up here, as that seems to be it for this particular quest. Yep, it is. So there we go. That is Emilie's quest. I ended up liking her a lot more. Oops, sorry. than, dropped some chapstick on the floor. Than I was expecting. I didn't really know what to expect her from the side quests that I saw her in because I only ever got to see her so far from a superficial level. Again, I'm doing these out of order until we get to Nodcry. But, yeah, with her job being very similar to my own, her approach to things, I ended up liking her way more than I expected I would. So now it kind of makes me a little sad I don't have her. I might try to go for her the next time that she is available. But speaking of which, we have another banner. We have the opportunity at Chaska, whom I already have, as well as a new character, Linnea, who I already kind of like because of the little wing things similar to Sunday and Robin in Honkai Star Rail. I don't know if there's any relation whatsoever. And the other new character, I don't know the name of, but I would like to have his lunar reactions, if you would please. Does Linnea have lunar reactions? I don't know, but I already have Chaska, so... yeah, I figured. You're not even on Raid Up. I don't think he was. Okay, that counts as a repoll. Yeah, you're not even on Raid Up. What are you doing here? I could go for a base one, or the repoll allows me to go for here too. I usually go for the base one, but there's so many characters I actually need.
Hey there, I'm Emilie, leader of the Lightkeepers Investigation Squad. Lost your way, huh? Don't worry, that happens a lot. These paths aren't exactly traveler-friendly even on the best of days. Just follow my lead. I'll light the way ahead.
Okay, maybe now I can try and make some lunar reactions, even if it's with 4-star characters. There we go. Because I will have a chance to get a free I know. But you need at least 2. So there we go. How did you say your name again? Member of the investigation squad, the Nightmare Orioles. The youngest squad leader among the Lightkeepers. And Oriole is a bird, by the way. Okay.
Hey there, I'm Emilie, lead.
It sounds like he says Iluga.
Hey there, I'm Emilie.
Iglua. Iglua. That doesn't look like how it's spelled, because it sounds like the G would come earlier, but what the heck do I know? I don't. Hence why I need to look up your build. Let's see. Best builds and teams. Oh, you're an S-ranked character? According to the player base as a support. S-ranked support. That's fine. Let's see. His artifact set is something I don't have. You could put him... his main one is Silken Moon Serenade, which is going to be in Nodcry, obviously. You could have 2 Silken Moon Serenade and 2 Wanderer's Troop. Yeah. Or give us 2 of these and 2 of those. Or if you have nothing else, you can put him on Instructor's Flower. Some people have him on Gilded Dreams, apparently. I don't see that anywhere in this setup guide. You want all of his main stats to be Elemental Mastery. That's easy. Substats, Energy Recharge, Elemental Mastery, Defense, and Crit Rate, since he's basically a Geo-EM buff. You know, that thing I didn't keep because I never thought it would happen. And in 6 years, here we are, because normally Geo doesn't use Elemental Mastery because it doesn't react with anything. Geo just makes shields instead of making damage combos. Except not with him, apparently. You're a little different. Igula, excuse me, I keep wanting to say Iluga because that's how it's spelled. Igula is a support that is designed to buff lunar crystallized damage through his elemental burst. His buffing capabilities primarily scale, doggone it, I dropped it again, with elemental mastery, making him straightforward with what he wants in builds. Prioritize stacking elemental mastery to increase his proficiency as a buffer and build him with Silken Moon Serenade to enhance his supportive capabilities even further. His best weapon is apparently Favonius Lance. So let's go to the top here. It's Dragon's Bane. Yeah, it's this, but I don't have a whole bunch of these. Favonius Lance, Dragon Bane, that can grant him some more elemental mastery, though it seems to maybe want him to have a little bit of elemental recharge. So with that being the case, if I end up giving him Dragon's Bane as a weapon, it might be a good idea to, instead of having a elemental mastery Sands, give him an energy recharge Sands. Just swap the roles. Guess what else? These are crit rate, HP, attack. Do we have any other 3-star bases? No, we don't. So for now, Dragonlance it is, because we have 2, but they're both occupied. So I guess you use what you have, or eventually we might get event weapons that can level out those rolls, but all of those are currently in use. Okay. And I'm probably not going to build an artifact set for him yet, just because I want to go straight into Silken Mood Serenade instead of messing around with an instructor set. So he gets to be left a little bit barren at the moment until he can actually be built. But the thing is, I can't really fully build him anyway, because what the heck even are these? I'm not a Nodcry yet, so I don't have access to these materials. Talent, same with that. Probably builds off of stuff I don't have. I kind of figured. So there we go. There is a new character who he can potentially use in the future. It used to be that he buffs really good with Zabai, although we do not have Zabai. Works also really good with Columbina, but I don't have Columbina, and works really well with Chiori, who I also do not have. I would mostly be wanting him for potential lunar reactions, even if I don't have a lunar reaction team. So it says I can also pair him with other characters. These all have Columbina. I wonder if I could use him with something like a Sinksho Ito Goro build or something and still have lunar reaction. Instead of having Columbina, have Aino. So maybe like Iluga, Ito, Aino, and Goro, for example. That might be a team combo that I could use. I don't know. Iluga can still fight right into general lunar crystallize, but he must be paired with Columbina to make use of his entire kit. Yeah, Columbina is probably going to be a character I splurge for Impulse, even if I sacrifice future ones, just because she seems to slot into literally everything. But we'll see. We shall see. I will have to learn how it is he works, but for now, this is where I'm going to call it. So thank you so much to everyone who has joined. Like and subscribe if you'd like to see more Genshin Impact. We're almost out of 5.0, and I hope to see you all in future videos. Bye-bye!